you're going along in your business and everything is fantastic. I'm talking protocols going, clients coming in, you got this nice rhythm going, you're feeling good, and then something happens and it goes splat. And I know anyone who's in small business can understand this. And it can be a small splat to like a nuclear bomb. And then these things are such as like a project completely goes haywire, and now you're taking all your energy to spend time on that. It can be things such as you get a big contract and you weren't quite expecting it to take as long as you thought it would be. So other things kind of fall flat. On the personal side, it can be a sickness, a death in the family, a relocation. I mean, I have moved a family of 6. Like it takes something and it takes energy. We all only have so much energy and time. And when that is pulled into another sector, our work element is gonna fall behind some. So one of the things I'm so conscious of when I'm working with businesses is to figure out how we can put in things that when one of those life things happen, and it doesn't always have to be bad. It can be a wedding, it can be a new baby, it can be anything, but those things do kind of pull you out for a little bit. It could be a vacation, and we can't forget about that. You deserve to go on a vacation, and your business should be able to chug along without you. Now, as small business owners, and I work with companies that are usually 125,000 to 5 million, so kind of in that realm. When you're in a small business, it's a lot harder to like pull yourself out of it, and you usually can't be gone for a whole lot of time just for the fact that you are your business. And you should be able to take a couple weeks at a time and not have everything explode, and for you to feel comfortable doing that. So when I work with businesses, I really try to help in creating that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And the reason why this is so important to me today is because I just went through this. I had a thing happen on my personal side of life that pulled me away for about 2 weeks from work. And it was something that I really needed to go through. I needed to experience. It was so developing for me. And at the same time, it yanked me out. Like there was little balls that I was like, holy crap, if this would have gone much longer, that ball would have dropped. And my only saving grace is that I had things in place. Now, let me give you some examples of these. And then I want you to try this on. And what I mean by that is I want you to kind of, as I'm talking, think about your life and think about things within your business that are a very like rhythmic kind of thing. So what I'm talking about that is this. So for example, I have a podcaster, and this podcaster, when I started working with him, my this is life. I have 4 kids, and the little one is homesick. Yes, my love.
So I want some more food.
You want some more food? Say hi. Okay, I'll get you food. Go watch Bubble Guppies, and I'll be right there. Okay,
Honey.
huggy. Yes, huggy. Oh, big hug. Okay, I'm almost done, and I'll be right there.
Hi.
Yeah, lots of hugs. Lots of huggies. Okay, I'll be right there and get
Mama.
more hugs. More hugs. Okay,
I want more.
one more. That is the first time I've edited a video. So normally when that would happen, I would just cut off the video and start a new one because I really want to just talk to you from my heart and show you what it's like to be on a consulting call with me, because this is who I am and this is what you get. And I just function in that way. And I felt it was so important to show you those little interruptions because, and it was just so kind of funny that that happened in this video because that is what life is like. So I have 4 kids. When I recorded this video, it is almost summer of 2022. And I like to say that because I like putting a time frame on it because I don't know when you'll see this. At this point, my kids are ages 7, 5, 3, and 1. and my 3-year-old is home sick today. So, when if you have kids, you know it. You cannot plan when your kids are homesick. So this fits straight in what we're talking about is creating these protocols and these systems and these things that when something happens like that, when your world is shifted for a second, when you quickly have to jump, that you have your systems and your processes and your business set to where it just kind of goes with it. Now, how do you do that? I was starting to talk about podcasters, and I was going to use this example because podcasters have content that goes out constantly. And I've worked with multiple podcasters, and every single one has recorded their video like the last minute or like that week and pushed it out. And they have this energiness to them that's a little like, ah! And it's not helpful for your business. Anything that puts you in a negative state of mind, anything that like has that anxiety or that, afraidness or scarcity mindset does not help your business one bit or your life. So creating things in a space that make things easier for you and able to flow and roll with the punches is super important. So with podcasters, I really try, and I want you to think of this not as a podcaster. So don't eject if you're like, well, I'm not that. I want you to think of things that you do on a daily basis. What are some things that are a daily business rhythm for you? And then I want you to go to a weekly rhythm and then a monthly rhythm. What are things that like you do on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis? Make a list of those. If you need to pause the video for a second, do that. But make a list of those. And then what I do with businesses is we try to automate those or try to put in safeguards to those. Just little like think of bowling, those little kid rails, so like that way when you're bouncing, you can it just like bounces off and it's like, okay, I'm still going. It has a little bit of damage maybe, but the ball's still going where we're supposed to be going. We want that for your business. And this is different for every single person, which is why in my consulting, I really work on customizing and tailoring based on what you're dealing with. So, for example, the podcasters is that what I'll do with them is I'll try to get them planning out 3 months ahead, 6 months ahead, and hopefully a year. And what this does is it plans out the content. Now, this can be social media posts, this can be articles, this can be, if you want to launch more pages on your website, this can be anything. But building a rhythm out that you can have some safeguard time and then also build in some, space to keep growing and moving. So how this would look is let's switch gears. Let's just go to a newsletter. If you have your newsletter set and you're like, these are my 12 months for the year, and you want to do 3 months ahead of time, what you want to do is do those 3 months, and then you want to always do a month ahead. And this really helps you people who are really like deadline oriented. There are people who tell me like, I have to have that deadline, I thrive under pressure. Okay, great. Fine. Create your own pressure. A deadline does not exist. It doesn't. A deadline is something that you created. You chose a deadline. You put that into existence and then you hold yourself accountable to it and you get pissed if you don't meet it. I think that's a video for another time. Point being is that give yourself a deadline to hit that is, let's say I'm going to do the videos 3 months ahead time or 6 months ahead time or the newsletters or I have my social media posts or whatever it is. If you need that deadline, create that deadline for yourself. And it doesn't mean that you have to live in this world of constantly trying to make sure you get everything done. Like I can feel myself like hyperventilating and constantly, trying to, stay ahead and try like that is not a world to live in. And to be successful, you don't have to be in that space. And that's another little, misconception. And that might be another video for another time. But the point for this video, because I really try to keep these within 10 minutes, and I know this one's going to go a little bit longer because I'll cute little interruption. The point is that you can handle the storms and your business can handle the storms. I just came out of a humongous storm in my life that like really toppled it upside down. And in that space, if I didn't have these kind of rhythms, and these safeguards and protections and life vests on me, I don't know how I could have come back and done a video, at 6 a.m. in the morning, straight after coming out of a crisis. And it was important for me to do it because I was like, man, I'm so grateful for this pre planning that was done. Now, if you are someone who really wants to talk about this more, head over to my website. I have a page on there where you can sign up for a free consultation. Now, at this time, and this might change, I only do 4 per month. And it's my way of kind of giving back. You don't even have to be someone who wants to work with me or could afford me. I don't care. That's my way of kind of giving back. So you can head back over to there and fill that out. And I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you at when I get to, it just depends on who signs up for that and because of the capacity time for it. And the point being with this is I want you to have peace and I want you to enjoy life and I want you to be able to enjoy life. You went into your own business because you either love what you do or you want the freedom to do it or both. So let's create that. You can create that. And it opens a whole world to you and a whole peace. And when you have peace, when you pull away that, anxiousness or that limiting mindset or that scarcity mindset, and that falls away, that is when the magic happens. Now, I'm going to leave you with one other thing, and that is to be vulnerable. I feel like somewhere in the business world, we got to a point where we feel like we have to be like this stone cold business person, and then it's not cool, it's not good if you show any weakness. And I'm disagreeing with that. And I'm not saying that you want to be so oversharing or so over vulnerable. And when I was going through my thing last week, I messaged a client well, they messaged me and I messaged back and I said, I'm so sorry. I'm going through something right now. The team is going to handle this for you. And I am not available until Tuesday. Like I need this little time. And they will back, not a problem, anything I can do. And it was one of those things like it was so personal. I really didn't want to share it. So I just said, no, and it's not you. I just am not talking to anyone about it. And all is good. And then he called on Saturday checking on me and I didn't answer because I was in the middle of my stuff because I wanted to powerfully handle my stuff so I could powerfully handle my work. And I see sometimes people trying to handle whatever season they're going through, whatever thing they're going through, and handle work at the same time, and neither are handled effectively. So I feel at times if you can get that little piece of rhythm going where you can step back for a few weeks when you're needed, or step back for a month when you need it, or whatever that is, and then you're able to fully focus on whatever that thing is that is pulling your energy and attention and get through it, then you can just come back more powerful than ever. And that is my commitment to all the businesses I work with is that they are empowered in themselves and their business and that we just get to fly together. And you can do that too for yours.